Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday makeup. As you guys can see right now, I am having some acne issues, but that's just reality. I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs Moisturizer, the Youthquake, and then just some clips to be putting my hair back. Not till I was looking back at this video did I notice I am so harsh when I apply my moisturizer, which is not good. But the next thing I applied was this Victoria's Secret Balm Addict lip conditioner. Anything works. This is actually pretty new to me, but I've been enjoying it ever since. The night one is also good from them as well. And then I am applying the Benefit POREfessional little primer, and this basically helps diminish the look of pores and as well kind of helps with acne, kind of soothes it down before applying any concealer as I am right now. I am applying the e.l.f. Hydro Concealer and basically canceling out any redness, acne that I have, which is basically an outbreak right now and it's just everywhere, but that's just reality. So I'm just going to let that sit on my face for a bit just before I go in with foundation. Now I will be using another e.l.f. Hydro Concealer in a lighter shade to basically cancel any redness from my lids. And with this, I usually go with the flatter brush just to basically pat it down. And you know, it is very white as you guys can see from the video, but it comes together at the end. It kind of just brings out the shadows because it has a nice clear base. One thing about makeup is it just comes together at the end. You just need to trust the process. So, you know, like right now I do look crazy, but it will come together at the end. I also forgot to mention, but the concealer that I put on my face, that is the first kind of step that I do when I start my makeup, just so it can really set in to that area that I'm trying to cover or conceal, because if not, it will be moving once I apply my foundation. So that's just kind of like the base that I do. I forgot to show me putting a base powder down. I used the Lorac Pro palette, the first shade in white, and then now I am using on my crease the shade Taupe. This palette is pretty new to me, but honestly any kind of palette like this works. It's just a basic shade, a white and a brown, and then now I'm going to be cutting my crease with again the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer and doing that in both eyes. I do that little tip right there. I put my lids up just so I can know where to end basically the concealer. And I went back to the other lid because I applied too much concealer, so I kind of wanted to even it out on both sides. So obviously I don't even know how to do a cut crease. Look at that. But it's okay. You just go over it again with the taupe shade that we had before just to kind of start the cut crease again and then do it again. Then I'm going to go with this e.l.f. Cosmetics Bite Size Eyeshadow in Cream and Sugar. Then I'm going to spray my brush with some MAC Fix Plus. I didn't even notice that I fogged up the camera with the spray. I'm so sorry. But now I'm going to be applying that on my lid. As you guys can see, it brings out a lot of pigmentation when you spray your brush with some spray, whether that be Fix Plus or any other wet spray that you have. Then I'm going back with the shade Taupe just to blend everything out. Now I'm going to be applying Sable and Espresso, just creating a small liner on the top of my lid, nothing crazy, just to kind of blend it in and look more natural once I do apply falsies. And if you do make a mistake, you can always use a Q-tip to just clean up the area, but it doesn't have to be perfect because we will be going over it with falsies, so it's just to give it a little bit more of a natural look. Now we're going to be blending out the concealer that we applied in the beginning just to set it down and blend it a little bit better before foundation. Then I'm going to use this Milk Cosmetics Kush Lash Primer to prime my lashes before mascara. And if you are not making crazy faces when you are putting mascara, you are not doing it right. But now I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess Mascara as to prep also my lashes before applying falsies. It gives a more dramatic look when you do your mascara before falsies. I'm also doing my lower lashes. Honestly, I usually do it after applying shadow, but since I did use primer before, I forgot. Now going in with a spoolie, I will be brushing my hairs, but I am feeling the music as you guys can see. Now I'm going to be using some tweezers to just any little hairs that are bothering me, I just tweeze them Then go in with my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 3.5. This has to be like my least favorite part of doing my makeup. I don't know why, just me and my eyebrows don't get along, but I'm just fast forwarding how it looks when I do it really quickly. Again, I don't waste a lot of time on my brows. They're just like doing their own things, and then both of them are like completely different shapes, but whatever. That's just my brows. And now I will be going back with a spoolie and then brushing them. I just do that. That's the process I do. When I feel like they're a little too rough, I go back with the spoolie to make them look more natural, and also use my hand, as you guys can see. Now I'm going to be going in to my foundation. I'm going to use the Becca Ultra Coverage 24-Hour Foundation in Porcelain. I used to hate this foundation actually, but now I learned to love it. I love the coverage it gives. At first it does look a little rough, like right now it's like, oh, that seems way too white, or just kind of like the milk one. But this one actually looks really nice once it's blended out and it sets in. But yeah, I'm just using my favorite It Cosmetics brush. This one's kind of a newer one. It reminds me of the 101, but in a heart shape. And just with foundation, you just got to make sure it's blended. So you just keep blending, blending until, you don't see no marks or like uneven sides. Most of the time I go under my eye. I don't know why, if I'm still going to go in with concealer, but it's just a step that I do anyways. And then you want to make sure you go all the way up there, like where your hairline is. Then also don't forget your neck or your chin, because you also want that to be one shade. So I'm just blending all that in the bottom. We tend to forget about that spot, but it makes a very big difference. And now I just put foundation all over my hair, as you guys probably saw right now. Now I'll be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. You can also use the e.l.f. one. It's really good. They're kind of similar, but I think there's still a little bit more coverage with the Tarte one. At least that's what I think. And I'll just be applying that under my eyes, a little bit on the top of my forehead in the middle, and then my chin, and the sides right in the bottom where I do my contour. Now speaking of contour, I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty Tantour Cream in the shade Fair. Now I couldn't find my brush, and now I look crazy with the lighting, but I will be applying that on the hollows of my cheek just to carve them out. A little bit on the top of my forehead, and of course the double chin, we cannot forget that as well. Then I go in with this brush to blend in my concealer. I do let it sit for a little bit just so it can get like a little bit more ready to blend in, if that makes any sense. It kind of just makes a little bit different. It kind of just sets more into your skin. But yeah, if that makes any sense to you. But a lot of people understand when I say that, because you let it sit more longer and it gets more, not pigmentation, but it makes more coverage, if any sense. That's at least what I think. And yeah, I just want to blend in all that, kind of stay in the same area. Don't really put it anywhere different, but I do apply it in the places where I do want my face to highlight a little bit more. Then after blending, I do set my concealer with this Anastasia setting powder. It's so messy. I also do hate this step because it's so messy, as you guys just saw. And then I use my Beauty Blender sponge to apply that. I try to use it as carefully as possible because it is loose powder and it just goes everywhere. But I tend to do it just right after I blend my concealer so it doesn't crease, and just set those areas. I will be blending out my bronzer, the cream bronzer, and I do make this face like a fishy face to really get in there and carve those cheeks. Then I'm going to go in with my all-time favorite bronzer, the L'Oreal True Match Bronze It Bronzer in light, to basically set that cream bronzer that I applied. And I'm just going to go in a three like formation, then go back with a setting powder and carve the bronzer, because sometimes I go a little rough with it and it goes a little lower than I want it to. So just to clean it up, I use it there as well. Then I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques brush and kind of brush away the loose powder. I don't let it sit for so long because, again, I do have a dry skin, but I also do want to set it. So the more you leave it on, the more it will kind of stick to your face, obviously. So I don't leave it for that long, and it kind of helps blend everything together as well. And then I'm going to be using this Clinique Pink Honey Pop blush to basically use on the apples of my cheeks just to give me some more color. and always tapping away any excess before applying. That's just the method that I do. I also sometimes do smile just to really see where I want the blush to be. Sometimes I put it a little bit on the back, like further away from my face, because I already have enough cheeks. I don't want to, emphasize so much, so I put it more in the back. Then I blend it out with a sponge. And then my all-time favorite lashes is the 615s from Salon Perfect. They're my favorite. I've gone through so many of these. You can get them at Walmart. And then the lash glue that I'm going to be using is the Velour lashes. This one is also another good one, kind of like the Kiss liner that I have showed before. And look at the difference when you apply lashes. It's really big difference. But you can always skip this step. If you're not into lashes, you can skip that step and just go, with a mascara. But yeah, sometimes when I do my everyday makeup, I do apply lashes. It just depends on how much time I have before heading out the door, but obviously right now I have enough time. And you just, want to take your time with this. I also do go in with some tweezers to really get in there. These are like pointy tweezers. You just got to be very careful because you could poke your eye. But yeah, this just helps kind of put them more closer to my lash line and see where I need to fix it. Make sure it's stuck on right. Then I'm going to go back in with the e.l.f. Bite Size in the darkest shade, which is that brown at the end, and apply that on my lower lashes. I usually do the mascara after, but like I said, the primer, I totally forgot and applied the primer before, so I went in with the mascara. But usually I do the shadow and then I go in with the mascara, just so they don't look powdery, the lashes. Then I'm going to go in with this Ofra Cosmetics Moon Dance shade just to go in my inner corner. Any white shade highlighter just to brighten up will work. The e.l.f. Bite Size did have one, the one that I applied on my lid, but I want it to be a little bit even brighter than that. And I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it makes a complete difference when you apply that. It really opens up your eyes, especially in the morning. It just brightens everything up. So it's a step that I love doing. Then I'm going to go with my favorite, the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This one is probably one of my favorites. Just the way it sprays, as you guys can see, is really finely. And then I'm going to go in with my fan just to kind of set it in right before going in with my highlighter. I'm going to be using the Balm Mary Luminizer, but the Pure Essence is also really beautiful, kind of like an everyday highlighter, and just applying that right on the tops of my cheeks, just where I want the light to hit, right? Sometimes I do my eyebrows as I just did right now, and I also do the tip of my nose, and I also do the Cupid's bow right on the top of my lip, just to kind of give you more of a bigger lip look, if that's what you're into. And then as you saw, it kind of leaves a lot of foundation, concealer, everything on my lip, so I will go in with a cotton pad and remove any excess before going in with a lip liner and lipstick and lip gloss. So I'm trying to show you, but the light is throwing it off, but a lot of it comes off, and I just want a blank canvas before even applying more products on there. Of course, I'm going to be applying my favorite Milani liner in Spice. This one's my favorite. It kind of matches my lips very well, kind of just a good natural shade. But I do sometimes overline it, like I've said it before, just because one of my sides of my lip is a little lower than the other one naturally, so I do kind of line that side a little bit more. And then I have to pat it down my liner. I just love doing that. It kind of just melts it in really nicely right before applying lipstick. Sometimes I even skip lipstick because I love the way it looks. And then you just want to make sure you don't have anything on your teeth when putting the liner or the lipstick. Then I'm going to go in with this NYX lip cream in London. It's a very natural shade, and apply that all over my lips to kind of give me the same shade. It doesn't really change it that much, but I love the way this feels. I love the NYX lip creams, and one of my favorite lip products. And then I finally noticed that I had foundation on my hair this whole time, like I always do when I do a makeup look. Then I'm going to go with my all-time favorite lip gloss. It's called Babe Topaz from Lorac. Love this. I don't know why. It has nothing special. Like, I don't know. It's just one of my favorite. And you can find this at TJ Maxx for only $2.99. So that is a good deal. I love all of those lip glosses. Now I'm just taking a water break from doing my makeup. And then here's just a little bit of a close-up. I got a little too excited and forgot to apply liner on the top of my lashes. I usually do that to kind of, if any glue is showing. As you guys can see in one of my eyes, the liner is a little off, but you get the gist of how I do my everyday makeup. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.